today's episode of Raz on F1, talking about the Red Bull racing team. Talking about Daniel Ricciardo and Max Verstappen. I will be telling you about the two different ways in which you can support this channel. Giving a shout out to Mark Priestley, aka F1 Elvis. So Red Bull Racing will be called Aston Martin Red Bull Racing. Because Aston Martin and Red Bull Racing have agreed the partnership, both on a commercial and technical level. I believe that they will fight. They're definitely gonna fight for the championship, and will have something to say in the championship. I do believe, however, that Max Verstappen is the unofficial number one, because I think secretly, behind closed doors, Red Bull reckons that he has got more potential than Danny Rick. I personally think that if that is the case, then Danny Ricciardo's career might be coming to an end after this season, and that he has to look to go to Ferrari or maybe even Mercedes and play water boy to either Vettel or Lewis Hamilton. This season, however, I believe that he has to play water boy to Max Verstappen, because like Max Verstappen, he's got 3 victories compared to he's got 3 victories. However, he has achieved them in a shorter space of time than Danny Rick has. Danny Rick has only got 5 victories, and I do believe that Max Verstappen will overtake him this season in terms of performance and number of victories. I just don't think Danny Rick has got the potential, let me rephrase that. I think he has got the potential, but he hasn't got the opportunities at Red Bull to be allowed to fight for the championship, if that makes sense. Because as I said, I think I think Max Verstappen is viewed by many as the future star of Formula One, and yes, me included. I think unfortunately, Danny Rick hasn't quite got the killer instinct, in my opinion, to fight for a championship. And yeah, so unless he comprehensively was to beat Max Verstappen, but I don't believe that this is gonna happen. And I think, as I said, that Daniel has to worry about this is going to be a key season for his future in terms of Formula One. If he doesn't comprehensively beat Max Verstappen, I think he will always be the nearly man, a bit like Massa and Barrichello and Bottas. You know what I mean? So, but I might be completely wrong, but that's what I think anyway. Yeah. So I think they're definitely going to be, the two Red Bulls are definitely going to be fighting, have a thing to say in the Formula One championship of 2018. I'm just convinced it's going to be Verstappen more than Daniel Ricciardo. Alright, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Now I'm gonna tell you about the first way in which you can support this channel. Well, if you do like what you see, then help me gain more exposure by sharing, liking, commenting, and subscribing to this channel, and telling all your friends about it, and make these videos go viral. Another way to support me is to, if you really like what you see and you can afford to do so, you can now support me via Patreon, PayPal, and or bank transfer. If you do wanna give me a small donation, in the following clip I will give you an insight of how your donations would be spent. Thank you, people, for supporting my videos. I really appreciate it, and your donation on Patreon will enable me, first of all, to continue creating videos, and in case the Formula One should the Formula One become unavailable on terrestrial television, I really appreciate it, and yes, because it's my first love. It always will be, and I really appreciate your support. Your It takes me about 4 hours to do one video, so I do put a lot of time and effort into creating these videos. So just to have comments and your interaction is really great. But if you can support me financially, please do so, and everything is gonna be, I really appreciate it, and I will continue to do so. You know, even if you can't support me financially, do help me to get the word out. I'm doing this alongside my main business, IBAN translation. This is kind of my weekend project, if you know what I mean. So I really appreciate your support. Yes, and if, as I said, and the other thing is that because I've got cerebral palsy, I find it really hard to go out to go out places, because I find it hard to get disabled friendly taxis. So you know, and it cost it cost me about 100 British pounds to for a good night out. That is including the football match, a meal, and you know, just having a good time. So I really appreciate your support as well on that one. All right. So thanks again from the bottom of my heart to for you to be my patron, and yeah, I hope you continue to enjoy my videos. Thank you guys. Love you all. Bye. Finally, I would like to give a small shout out to Mark Priestley, also known as F1 Elvis. For people that don't know who I'm talking about, he used to work for McLaren, and now he's a broadcaster for like Sky F1 and various other outlets. The reason why I want to give him a shout out is because I came across his channel a couple of days ago, actually, and I absolutely love it, and I know he and I will leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description below. He talks about everything F1 and Formula E and things and various other things. Very interesting. So you know, I thought I'll just mention it, and I also, you know, I know that he's watching my channel because he has had a few tweets from him, so thank you for that, Mark. If you're watching, really much appreciate it, and hopefully if you don't my neck of the woods sometime, send me an email before, and we might be able we might be able to meet up and record a collaboration video, something like rather on a one featuring F1 Elvis on or everything Formula 1, because it would be really awesome. It would make my day if we can make this happen. So cheers for all your kind words, Mark, and keep on doing your channel. I really love it, and yeah, so go and check it out, guys. Alright, cheers for watching, guys. Bye.